Welcome to the Spiritual Highways podcast with Leigh Ann and Michelle.
Well, hello, stranger.
How you been?
I've been wonderful. How about you?
I'm good, actually.
I noticed that. Like, your whole aura is, like,
I know.
fancy.
It's, like, shifted really well.
It is. And it's been quite beautiful.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
You're very
I can't
welcome.
see my own aura, so I appreciate.
Well, I take my word for it. It's all good. I feel like I haven't seen you.
I know.
Eons.
It's been a while. I mean, I see you in class because I'm
Yes.
taking the restorative yoga class at Southeastern at Livingston.
Yes, and that's
I
going
love
really
it
well.
so much.
I'm so glad.
I do.
I really am.
I love it a lot.
It's working out beautifully.
Mhm.
You know,
It's a really
it was
good
a shot
class.
in the dark, and you know, when we were approached to do it, we weren't even sure about it, and it was like, okay, well, we'll do what we can, and
We'll just jump in.
yeah, sure, we'll figure it out on the way, and but it's been really nice, and we're going to continue to do it. In
I know.
February.
You have February classes starting.
Who would have thought? You
I
know?
know. It's
pretty
awesome.
awesome. We're almost full for February too, so I'm shocked. So
I love it.
you know, we just go wherever Spirit tells us to go, right?
Right.
Through life. So that's
Yeah.
just one of them.
Like, hello.
Yeah.
You're going to do this now. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Just whatever, you know, no plans, just wherever the wind takes me, I'm fine with that. Or, you know, there's no sense in planning it because nothing ever, you know,
No.
works out like you plan it to
No,
anyways.
ever,
So why
never.
not just like, okay, throw caution to the wind and go. So,
I know.
yeah, it's been nice.
It has.
Yep. But no, I mean, seriously, I feel like besides that, it's been eons. When I see you in class, it's like, oh my God.
We have all the things. We
Yeah.
need to talk about the things.
Yes,
I know.
absolutely.
And then when you're here, you're working and I'm working, and so we
Yeah.
don't really get to chat.
I know. Things have been quite busy, but that's a good thing.
I know. No complaints from me.
So you totally need to tell me about this gorgeous book.
I know,
Like, I don't
it's
care if
so
it's
beautiful.
That book could be about chicken poop.
I know.
And I'd probably still read it because
I
it's
know.
gorgeous.
I know. It's beautiful. I would just look at the pictures if it was just about chicken poop.
I know.
Okay, it's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And it's these beautiful drawings. They're very simple.
It looks watercolor and
It
ink.
looks very ink and watercolor, yes. And it's quite beautiful. The words are in script and written with that
calligraphy.
kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. And it's just like little, you know, good information, feel good stuff. I think everybody should own a copy of this book. You know, the words are beautiful and simple and good reminders of life. And the pictures are just beautiful. They're so soft.
Yeah, they really are.
It feels like a very healing book, and I love it. And I will take a picture of it and put it on our Facebook page.
Yes, because I just want a copy. Like,
I know.
I will read it, absolutely, but it's just a gorgeous book. I love
It's
it.
absolutely beautiful. I love
Yes.
it so much. And it's by Charlie Mackesy.
Yeah,
And
we'll definitely have to post it.
I will. It's just beautiful. I think he's done some other books.
But
But
they're illustrated, anything like that, and written.
I know. I might have to collect them all.
Yeah.
So it's just really, really beautiful.
I love
Anyway,
it.
I know.
Yes. I had to ask you about it because it's just
I know.
too
I
pretty
pulled it
not
out to show you because it's just so pretty. And even when I opened it, my oldest son, who lives at home, I have an older one, but he is married with a child. So
Mm-hmm. But he doesn't live at home.
no, he doesn't live
Right,
at home. But
okay.
I say
I
my
just-
oldest that lives at home.
Okay.
He was next to me when I'm opening it, and he was like, "Whoa, what is that?" And I'm like, "It's a book. It's beautiful." And he's like, "Is that cursive?" And I'm like, "It is." He's like, "Wow, you don't see that
Yeah,
really. It is
really
kind
don't.
of a printed cursive kind
Yeah.
of feel to it." So it's
Yeah.
just everybody that's seen it so far in my life has
Yeah.
been as awed by it as me, and I
Well, you
love
can't
it.
help. Well, you should. So I'm going to have to get a copy. So
I will.
thank
I
you.
will send
What's
the
his name?
link.
Charlie Mackesy.
Yeah,
Beautiful work. I wonder if he does just paintings. We'll have to see.
I don't know. He might.
Prints or something.
Now we're
You know,
going to have
that's
to cyber stalk him and see what he's all about.
Yeah. What do you have to offer me, Charlie Mackesy? I need to see what you're offering. You know. So,
Oh, wait, I have it wrong.
Oh.
Because I did not read the script properly.
Oh.
It's Charlie Mackesy.
Mackesy. Ooh.
Charlie Mackesy.
Radio edit.
Radio edit.
Sorry.
There we go. No, Charlie Mackesy.
Mackesy. But you know he will always be Mackery to me.
I know, and I'm never going to forget his name now that I've gotten it right.
Well, it's a good thing because I will.
I'll correct you.
Every time.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're really
my
good
role.
at that.
That's my role. What you meant to say.
Yes. Absolutely.
What she means is...
Let me put a bow on it for you. That's what she means.
I am a bow maker.
Yes.
I
A
am
fabulous
a bow
one. My favorite bow maker for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, so we've got yoga going on.
Yes,
and we've got
lots of that. Lots of yoga, lots of teaching, and yeah, lots of new things. Doing a lot of meditations here lately, and about to start opening up to some group readings for
That's
the work.
exciting.
Yes, that is exciting. I think it's Spirit's been telling me it's time for that, and I've been dragging my feet, but I'm like, I'm doing the other things that you're telling me to do, okay? So
Yeah.
slow down. So,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
yeah, that's right. Give me a chance to catch up. But so yeah, that'll be the next endeavor, and then I'm hoping by around June we can start doing some like spiritual retreats. So there's a lot set up for
now
this
you're
year.
getting me involved.
Yeah, I see your face, like, huh. But she's so, y'all, she excels in that, so don't let her fool you. Lord knows that she's going to have to handle that because I can't. I just won't.
Make this happen.
Yeah, so, but yeah,
Okay.
so big things are happening.
No pressure?
No.
None at all.
None for me. I'm good. But, no, so good things are happening.
I know.
Absolutely.
I know. What else is going on? I mean, I feel like so much has happened, but then when I try to think about it all, I can't remember anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
I do have to tell you. I met her in the yoga class, Chris.
Yes.
She does this nature gathering kind of
Yes,
thing. And
I love
so
Chris.
for 2020, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start saying yes, which means I said yes to the yoga class.
Hold up.
What?
You know, it's weird. I just watched that show with Jim Carrey, The Yes Man.
Oh,
I just watched that like last week,
interesting.
randomly in the middle of the night.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay, so go on. I'm sorry.
So this stems from a very long thing, but I took my Enneagram, and
Don't know what that is.
it's a kind of a how you process your life, and so kind of you're it's like a 1 through 9 type of thing. And so my type 5, and it says you're stingy or greedy, and I'm like,
you're not.
Well, wait. So I'm like, no, I'm not. Well, are you kidding me? And so, but then as I dove further into it, it's like you're stingy with your time. And I'm like, okay, yes.
Ding, ding.
I'm totally stingy with my time because I get overwhelmed. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of time. I'm afraid I'm going to overextend myself, so I reel it in. And I never overbook myself. In fact, I underbook myself. Mm-hmm. As far as life, as far as, hey, I'm going to meet you at this time, or I'm going to then go run this errand or whatever. I don't like to do a whole lot in a day on my day off. And so I'm like, okay, I have to change that because I always have more time in a day than I think I have. Like I always get places early. I plan for an hour to get somewhere and it really only takes me 20 minutes. This is how I am stingy with my time.
That makes sense.
And but it was a good wake up call for me. So I'm like, okay, clearly I have some more time on my hands. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying yes. And so I said yes to yoga, and I said yes to this nature. It was kind of a nature class kind of thing, but so it was very interesting, and it forced me to relax outside, and I could not feel guilty about it because I had signed up for a class that said you have to lay in the grass, or you could walk around and go notice the trees or plants or just see what all you saw. I chose to lay down and watch the clouds go by. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't feel guilty about that because I had signed up for this class. And so I was laying there and I'm like, okay, I'm going to enjoy this moment because I chose to be in this class. And in this class, I have been told to do this. So
That's
it was
awesome.
permission to do nothing.
That just shows you how different we are because I habitually go and lay in the grass and watch the clouds. Like, on a regular basis.
And I needed permission. So
We balance each other so well. It's hilarious. I'm thinking that's just a normal day.
you're like, what are you talking about? You need a permission. I do that like after breakfast. So anyway, it was just a really nice thing, and I look forward to more of her classes.
Well, I was disappointed I couldn't make it. I do remember, like,
Yeah.
I was out of town that weekend, so I definitely want to go.
And so now I'm like totally like talking about her on air. She's going to kill me because
No.
now I'm like, okay, now you have to do more classes.
Yeah, no pressure, no pressure.
But it was very, very nice and it made me, so what my takeaway was, okay, I need to bring this home to my family. Like this was great for me because, so here's my dilemma. We are not a sports family. My children don't enjoy sports. I didn't play sports. I danced on the dance team, but not sports. So when you go outside, I'm like, okay, you kick a ball, you throw a ball, you do something with a ball. So if we're not doing anything with a ball, what do we do?
Right.
And so it gave me just a visual of what can be done outside that's just being outside.
Right.
And I needed that visual. I needed to see what that looks like. And so I came home and I got my youngest, who was looking like a vampire because I think he'd probably been on YouTube for the past 3 hours while I was gone. And so, well, let's face it, he was probably on it since he woke up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, dude, you're starting to look a little pasty.
That's hilarious.
And I had to trick him because I'm like, well, let's go check the mail. It was a Sunday. And he's like, okay. And so I got him out in the driveway. And then he saw his scooter. And then it snowballed into being outside for about an hour. And it was great. And so, I don't know. It was good.
You know, it's
It was
interesting.
a reset.
I bet. It is. And, you know, actually, several times within the past couple weeks, Spirit has brought up in different readings about time and people feeling like they were running out of time. But even more so, so often we feel like we need to go outside and we need to be in nature, or you get a craving for being in the water. And feeling that, and it's no different than like when your iron's low and you feel the need to eat dirt. That's a real thing. Or I'm trying to think of some other ones that if you're craving
you're not
different
getting
things,
what you need.
right? The minerals that you need, you crave different things. The same is for your soul. And so when your body and your mind is craving nature, you absolutely should take advantage of that and say, okay, thank you, body, for letting me know that, and go outside. It's very good for grounding, like spinning. There's a whole grounding, or it's called earthing, I believe. And it stems from like the guy. I'd have to. It's been a while since I thought about it, but he talks about how we don't spend any time with our feet on the earth, like in the grass. Our kids, they go to school. You know, you think about it. They wake up, even if they play sports, but if they wake up, they go to school. They have their shoes on. They get home from school. Their shoes are still on. They're either inside. If they're playing sports, they're outside. Their shoes are still on. It is very rare that your feet and your hands are touching, you know, the grass for any length of time. So they really recommend that for grounding purposes, for your body to be touching the earth at some point. So if we listen to, I'm feeling just like I need to go in water, you know, that's embrace that and do it. Give yourself permission, no different than having to eat something.
Here's the thing. I enjoy nature when I'm in it. I don't actively seek it. And that is a problem. And I don't think I'm alone in that way. So I have to actively go and be mindful to choose it, to get out of my comfort zone. Because once I'm in my house, I'm just not, I'm thinking about other things. And so I have to be mindful of, like when I walk outside. Before this class, I would just walk to my car, get in my car, not even think about it. Now when I walk out of my house, like I take a deep breath, I look around, I notice the clouds, and I'm literally still walking to my car. It's not taking me any longer to get there. I'm just appreciating what I see and hear and feel on my way to my car. And it's a little baby step, but I feel like it gets me more connected so that when I am outside, I am mindful and more, you know, aware of it, so that I will seek it a little bit. You know, even if it's not I'm not outside. There, I know people, they love being outside. They're outside from sun up till sundown. But I need to just, practice that.
Yeah. Well, and now you know what it looks like.
Yes.
That
was huge.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Well, and you make me think about, like, there's, after someone's received a reading and that veil has been lifted of, like, sure, and you're communicating with your loved ones, but when it's been validated for you in such an obvious way, I always tell them that it's like once that veil has been lifted, when you go outside for the first time, the bugs are more than bugs, and the grass seems greener, and everything, you can attest to that. Everything looks different
it's
for
sharper.
that moment. Oh yeah,
it's like in 4K.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, there is just it is. That's a very good analogy.
You're very connected.
Yes, and so it's very similar
Yeah.
because of course you lose that after a while.
You do, and
Get
I
back
think,
into
but if
normal
you
time.
can find small things in your life to get connection, even if it's just for a couple minutes or whatever, it's a good thing, and make that part of your daily life.
Right. Well, and going back to time, again, Spirit, the past several readings that I've done, it was, they pointed to my wrist, like time. These people were feeling like they were running out of time, and they're on this rat race of like, oh, I've got to figure out like my soul's purpose, or I've got to figure out all of this stuff. And Spirit's message to them was, no, you take it one moment at a time. Embrace what I used to write a PCT, present conscious time on my hand. But it's being aware of in this moment and not being fearful of what time you're letting go or you're wasting or whatnot. Just being in this moment and allowing, your life to unfold before you.
2020 has definitely been for me a shift of I'm not anxious about ahead. And I used to live in anxiety. Not to say I won't have a period of it. I might. But for right now, I've been very, very blessed that I've gotten to a place where I'm like, well, it's going to happen when it happens. I'm just going to sit here and be ready. And that's huge for me. That's a huge, huge transition. And I'm very grateful for being in that moment. But I think it's because I've been mindful about other things. And so it's given my brain a chance to focus on things, like focusing on nature and finding relaxation in that, focusing on journaling and finding some relaxation in that, focusing on meditation and yoga. And so my brain is busy doing things that are self-care oriented, but also healing. Well, I guess it's the same thing, but
Yeah.
So it's busy doing things that are helpful to me instead of worrying.
Right.
And so I think you just have to redirect what you give your brain to do.
Right. Well, a lot of times people think that if you're stopping or you're slowing down, then you're not progressing. And I think that's a huge misconception. That if I'm not, I think we're addicted to that feeling of adrenaline and go.
Instant results. We want to see it happening.
Yeah. But I think that people associate success with like killing it every single day, like But it's also like taking care. I mean, you've got to brush your teeth, so you've got to take care of yourself. So take that time to care for yourself, and in that,
right,
that means just sometimes stillness, doing nothing. Relaxing.
Well, doing nothing is doing something.
Absolutely, we've said that countless times, but it frees up space for other things.
Right.
And I think the other thing is that so often we have all of these things going on in our lives. We've got, either we're just busy with other extracurricular activities or whatnot, or everything in our home or in our surroundings kind of breaks down at one time, and we stress from one end to the other, and we're trying to we're so busy like going like, what is that little game?
Back and forth?
Yeah,
like pinball machine?
Yeah, you're so busy that we're not stopping And sometimes for a moment, it's best to just kind of stop and say, okay, what do I want? Because we ping pong our the things that we want. Like, I want this, but there's no focus, and I feel like you can direct your life and manifest whatever it is that you want in life. But we have to put it out there. We have to say what it is
and focus on it. Yeah.
And so by just stopping and saying, okay, let me not worry about how it's going to get there. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going. But choosing what you want it to look like first. Mm-hmm. And then once you know that, everything else just kind of like turns into it turns foggy almost, and it drops away, and that rat race going from one end to the other kind of dissipates a little bit, and you can start seeing all of that energy being focused on this one thing organically, and you're not even having to do anything, but it's staying focused on that one thing at a time. This is what I want. This is what I want. All right. And so our intuition and our soul will lead us where we want it to go, the universe, divine, God. They want to give us what we want.
Right.
We have to just decide what that is and what we want it to look like. You can create it, but allowing it the space to manifest on its own. I'm a firm believer in writing down what it is that you want.
Okay, so I just started writing down. I'm not a great journaler because...
Yes, you are. You're getting there.
I do. I'm trying. And so I'm doing a little bit every night. And it might only be 30 seconds. It might be a minute. It might be 5 minutes. But I'm doing it. But the other day, I wrote down my abundance. So, you know how like when you buy a car... Then you see that car on the road everywhere, so you start to notice it. And then you're like, oh my gosh, my car is everywhere. So the key to this was write down all the abundant things in your life. Mm-hmm. So if you notice all of your abundance, you're going to create more abundance. Because you're noticing what you have so much of. And so that was my journal prompt for that night was what abundance is in my life. And
I love that.
So I just wrote down everything that I had an abundance of and was so grateful for, and I'm hoping like it's a mindset thing, but I want to start noticing all the abundance because then it's everywhere, just like my car.
That's wonderful that you've done that. There's something, as much as even myself have fought in the past, putting pen to paper. Because it's so much easier for the longest time to write, on your phone or whatnot.
Right.
But there is something about putting pen to paper. And while we're on that topic, I do want to throw something out there.
Uh-oh.
As far as journaling goes.
Okay.
So often, I've been teaching some journaling things, meditation and journaling. And so one thing that I've noticed is that we all are really good about writing down the good stuff. It's easy and it's wonderful. And even though in Spirit, as I can't tell you countless times, said, you write your past. I think we talked about that in the last episode. I have noticed something now. There is a fear of writing what you don't want other people to know. There is a fear of, what if someone finds this, know? And those are the things that are those are the most important things that need to get out. But you can, I've spoken to several people who are like, oh, I journal and write about everything. Okay, but what about that deep, dark stuff that comes? Well, I'm not going to write about that but you
really need to.
Yes, because, you can write happy butterflies all the time, but if you're not working on getting, that stuff that's coming out, all it is it's coming to the surface, and then you're feeling it throughout your day, but you're not releasing it to the paper.
Right.
So I will say this. I always say, write like no one's looking, and if you're that afraid, and we've all had them. I've burnt many little fires in my backyard, I promise. But burn it if it needs to be burned.
Grab a flower pot.
Yep.
burn it.
Burn it away. But write those things that, in those seemingly just unimportant memories that pop up into your head from your childhood. They're so important to write down.
They really are. And I had a few last year, towards the end of the year, that I had worked
Good.
on, and I didn't expect them, because to me, it wasn't great, but I'm like, okay, well, it whatever. I don't know.
You don't
realize something that
the
I
impact.
felt compelled to pursue or explore or whatever. But then when I worked through it, I'm like, wow, that makes such a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably a lot of why I've shifted with my anxiety, because I did let go of those things or acknowledge them and process through them, write them out and work through them.
Because we think we're finished with it.
Yes, you think, oh, well, that was 40 years ago.
That's not affecting
whatever.
me.
Yeah. No, it totally is affecting you. And so I really think it does matter. Like, you are so right. Because if you had asked me, oh, well, how's it? No, I'm good. I mean, it happened. It wasn't great, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it really does matter.
Absolutely.
And it is like breathing. You can like, oh, wow, I do feel better.
Mm-hmm. It is a release because it's in there. And I mean, we can release things through the mind, but to put something to a tangible physical object,
right. But when you have to physically write it out, your mind is making a connection.
Absolutely.
And it's like a rewiring.
Yeah.
And
and then the fact that you can take that and you can dissolve it and watch it go up
and
in
it
smoke.
does dissolve.
It does.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't.
And I read something the other day. I wish I could remember where I read it, but it was like, those deep, dark things and the most painful experiences ever create space for abundance and joy and happiness and love to be refilled. So as deep and dark as those crevices within your mind and body that from bad things that happened, as deep and dark as they are, once they're freed, once you free up that space is now available to be filled with love and light and happiness and joy.
That. That's a great
and
visual.
so that has made a definite impact on me as well, because I feel like, wow, I could go to the darkest moments of my whole life, but now it's just that much, it's...
And you're not going there to stay there. You're going there to get rid of it. Or not get rid of it, but work through it and like you said, free up space.
Absolutely. There was something I was going to add, and it kind of disappeared for a moment, so I guess it'll come back here shortly. But it was in talking about freeing up space and acknowledgement. So I'll see if it'll fester back up. I'm sure it will eventually.
Fester, that's an odd word.
It's actually a gross word.
It
if
is
I think about
gross.
it. Sorry about that. Maybe I'll switch that up a little bit next
time. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. I don't... There I go.
I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
I hope I don't throw you in front of the bus on this one.
As opposed to any other time?
So here's the thing.
All right.
When you do your readings and before you teach, you sync up.
Yes.
Where's Leigh Ann when you sync up? What's she doing?
That's interesting.
I know. I thought about it the other day. And I'm like,
well,
I want to know.
Yeah, I guess, I often, now that you say that, like, I say sync up, and what sync up means, like, as far as what I'm doing. But I say that to everybody that walks in, and they probably are like, huh?
What do you mean sync up? Are you plugged into a USB port?
No.
Like, what's happening?
Well, that's true. Yeah, it's behind my neck. Yeah, no. Well, okay, for one, I absolutely don't have to sync up.
No, but I know it's for focusing.
Oh, it's definitely for focusing. It is, it's just kind of my quiet time, just to explain what it is before I say where I'm going. It's just a moment of me just being grateful for this ability that I have and really putting all of my focus on the person that I'm seeing or speaking to. So I usually go in my office and I say a prayer, and then I just get really quiet, and I am so grateful to a dear friend of mine who I listen to his recording, and it instantly takes me exactly where I need to go.
Yeah.
But
It's
in doing so,
instrumental recording,
yes, and it's beautiful, and it just, it's amazing, and it's very quick. And so I'm surprised Michelle doesn't sync up with me because she hears it so often. But where I go, I get into like a meditative mindset where I open myself up to receive and from my angels and my guides and so as that's happening, I guess Leigh Ann is just, I don't know, I guess I'm still there. I'm still obviously present, but there's an obvious difference when I'm completely, you've seen it, when I'm completely synced up and when I'm not. Most people would probably think that I had, smoked a joint or something in there, but because I sometimes come out glassy eyes, but it's just I kind of can separate, and Leigh Ann is then just kind of stepping back a little bit and allowing spirit and openness for messages to come through. So if you took me and you split me in half, like what would this be? How would I describe that, Michelle? Like if they split me in half, like not between front to back, not side to side, then Leigh Ann would be in the back, and just all of this I free up space. Yeah. So I'm still there, but I just step away. I just step back.
Just watching.
And so that's the best way I can.
I guess
that's the best way I can describe it.
I'm just curious what Leigh Ann's doing when.
And then, during the reading, that's why I'll fidget spin and I'll write, because it allows me to kind of be that vessel. But I don't know how to best describe it.
No, I just was curious what that looked like.
But no, I don't. What's interesting even to, and I do that, I guess, because I want all my focus to go on my client and the person that's sitting in front of me. But like I said, whenever I'm out and about and spirit really forces me to approach someone, I can do that too. But I have had instances where, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I have to step completely aside because that's what whoever I'm speaking to, even in a public forum. So I'll go and I'll turn my little recording on and I'll get in. I did that at the nail salon. There is one nail salon in Denham Springs that every time I go there, and I am not one that gets my nails done very often at all, like maybe once a year. And every time I go, I end up giving a message the entire time. From the time I sit there, I'm like, do y'all have like a portal or something? Why does this happen every single time?
Like, Leigh Ann's going to get her nails done. Run.
Yeah, it's one particular, and look, it's the same little 3 ladies every time. I'm like, yeah, I'm back. And let me tell you what, never mind, I shouldn't say that, but yeah.
You're so funny. It's funny that I have this one thing that happened to me I forgot about.
Okay.
So, you said they probably think I'm smoking a joint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so December was a month where I weaned off some medication, and it messed with my sleep really bad. But I was determined, and so my husband's like, okay, we're going to the CBD oil shop. We have a CBD oil shop here in Denham, and we're going to get you some CBD oil. You can relax. Maybe you can get some sleep, but you got to do something. Like you're, crazy. So go in, we find something, and he's like, look, you haven't slept. Take a few drops, go lay down, try to relax. I lay down, I'm trying to fall asleep, and I'm bam, 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 bam on the front door. And I'm like, I jump up, I run to the front door, and it's a sheriff. And I'm like, it was a store. What? Like, flush it. I'm like, what is happening? Like, the store is legal. Is it not legal? It's just CBD oil. Like, that's what's going through my brain. So I'm like, hi, can I help you? They were there to serve a jury summons, but I was just like, I was panicked. That is so funny.
That is hysterical.
So yeah, that was my
I love that
experience
story.
with CBD oil.
You have to tell my dad. I'm gonna have to tell my dad that because, oh my God, he's been like hustling that stuff. I'm telling you,
like
he's
gold.
like Leigh Ann, you got to try it. I mean, he'll come and set a little bottle by my bed all the time. I'm like, it's hysterical,
It's
but
funny.
it's really been working wonders for so many people.
Yeah, I think it's helping people in different ways.
Yeah.
I'm not really using it very much right now because I've gotten over weaning myself off the meds, but it's nice to know that I have it if I need it. But
Yeah.
that was my little
That is
foray
hysterical.
into purchasing.
Yeah, it is legal.
It is legal.
You're
We're
not
good.
going to jail. You aren't going to jail.
I might be serving on a jury.
That's
but
right.
We're good.
How exciting is that? Every time, the only time I got served for jury duty, like I had to write him a letter and get out. We did a podcast. It was on the podcast.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That I got out. Because I was supposed to be going to Dallas or Houston. One or the
that's
other.
right. That's right.
And and so I had to write.
They'll
but-
know now. They'll
yeah,
listen. And,
I'm willing to do it. I think it would be
Call
so
Leigh
fun.
Ann.
They may not want me.
Well,
Oh.
no, you never know.
I speak to dead people. They may not want it.
I can tell y'all really what it's going to
So
be.
it just depends. No, but
Just how you want this to go.
Yeah.
You want the truth?
Yeah.
Or you want me to leave?
So I don't know whether that could work in my favor or with.
I
or
know.
not.
They might be like, no, you probably need to leave.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're a bit weird. Yeah. I don't know that I would meet
She's an
their
odd
criteria.
duck.
Yeah. That is. Yeah. Well, I was an odd duck, even if I guess I don't. But I just.
be an odd duck.
Yeah. But I think it would be so fun. I really do.
I'm glad that you think so.
Yeah. I do.
It's cool.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
would like
up
to
for
do
it.
one like Bull.
What?
Bull, that show Bull, where
I don't know what that is.
It's a show, and it's all about like they profile the jurors to see if they can win the case. And
What do you
I
mean?
don't
That?
really
Wait, what?
understand.
They what?
They come up with a mock jury that mimics like the real jury, and then they monitor how they would react to how they argue a case. I think it happens all over the world.
I would probably, you know what? Okay, I'm thinking this out as you said this. And I would be the person that would have like, I need more information. I would be like, I need you to go back and ask them this. I'm going to need more. I need to know this.
You didn't ask this question, and you didn't ask this question.
I think I need some more information or, they would probably kick me off, honestly.
In
yeah.
every scenario, you're getting kicked out.
Well, that might be inaccurate.
And this is my life.
That's right.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
right. I love you, though.
Yeah.
Thank God you love me.
I do.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for that, by the way.
Well, we're sharing all the love here
Yeah.
today.
Talk about. It's a good thing.
I think we've run the course.
Okay. I mean,
Of
we
our
could
show.
literally do this all day.
I know we could, but
Yeah.
I think we probably should wrap
I'm
it
going to
up.
throw this one. Okay, I know. I do this a lot, right?
Yes, throwing one more thing out there. Go
Yeah.
for it. Just
Okay.
throw it.
I've realized that I'm a quiet person. I know that may seem strange, but
There is an odd
wait.
look on my face.
Yes,
for
there
those-
is.
If you can't see me, and you can't.
But no, I really.
Where is she going with
Okay,
this one?
I used to never like silent time.
Yes.
And I used to fight it a lot, especially as a kid and growing up. I mean, I never wanted quiet. And now I know why, is for obvious reasons, things would come
Right.
up. And a lot of people do that, actually. But now when I'm driving somewhere, I like just being able to be with somebody and not having to talk or speak or be on.
sing at the top of your lungs.
Oh, no, that's different. Totally different. That's different. If we're in the car, chances are I'm going to sing, and I'm sorry. But that doesn't count. That's considered silence to me. Like I don't want to have to converse with somebody I don't want to always feel like I have to talk to you.
Okay, so you don't have to have a conversation, but you don't want to be
Yes.
silent. There's two different things.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Silence is silence, and everything else is not silence.
Okay, well, I can have about, that's probably a 70-30 split, okay? 70% not silence, music, dancing, singing.
Okay.
30% just silence, okay? But I have realized that it is exhausting to have to keep conversation.
It can be.
So I'm just throwing that out there.
Thank
There's
you.
no, I have nothing to give.
Is this a fair warning to if we get in the car?
Yeah. Just know that we don't have to
I'm fine with that.
I know we are. I'm just throwing it. I'm just throwing it out there that sometimes you can just be present. And it was just an observation. I have nothing more to gain. No one is going to, you can't, I'm not aiding anybody with anything, but I've made that observation. So I guess what I mean is, like, if you're sitting in a car, maybe, like, instead of trying to force a conversation, maybe just chill.
Just be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because chances are they're just trying to be.
So that's a good exercise.
It is.
Try for the next week.
Yeah.
To just, if you're in the car, to
with somebody.
Enjoy the silence.
Yeah.
And not feel like you don't have to be talking to be present.
Yeah. Because I feel like
you might be listening to something together.
Yeah.
Or singing a song together, but you don't actually have to have a conversation.
Yeah. Or just one person could be singing, not the other person.
Oh, so you don't want anyone to accompany you?
No, I love to sing with
duets?
others. No, I love duets.
Well, I'm
love duets.
Just sussing this out. This is new territory for you.
I feel like we need to go on a drive.
Well, we probably will because I'm hungry.
Okay. Well, okay, but seriously, I think you said that was a good exercise, and I think it is, because I think that when you are just being there, the energy exchange is more equalized, and you're not forcing your energy on to another one, and they don't feel like they have to reciprocate. And
no, that's true.
So I mean, there is a lesson, I guess,
That's a
to
good
be
exercise.
learned. That is. Thank you,
guys.
Michelle. So, all right, so we're really done now.
No, I'm saying you have exercise to do. And okay, we're really done now.
I thought. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. There's that. Always got to be some nut job in the cake. Yeah. Okay.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I was thinking.
Yeah, I think we're going downhill, people.
Yep. All right.
All right. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Beep, beep.
Thanks for listening to the Spiritual Highways podcast with Leigh Ann and Michelle. Catch up on past episodes at spiritualhighways.com, on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, and more.